North London, a claim hotly disputed by environmentalists who say it's meant more traffic, not less. A coroner has called for an urgent review of procedures following the death of a woman who was sent home from a London hospital. Betty Hamilton was discharged after doctors at Guy's thought she was suffering from a panic attack. 2 hours later, she died from a blood clot. The hospital admits it made an error of judgment and says methods have been tightened up to prevent a similar tragedy. An investigation is underway after bags containing $200,000 were stolen from a baggage trolley at Gatwick Airport. They were part of a shipment of money sent by air freight from Dublin to a merchant bank in London. More than 1,600 hourly paid workers staged a one-day strike at the Ford New Holland tractor plant at Basildon in Essex. It's the first in a series of lightning strikes planned following the breakdown of talks on a new pay deal. Workers started on a year-long £4 million refurbishment scheme in Regent Street in central London. As well as new paving, new street lighting and street furniture will be installed painted Prussian blue and gold. And that's all from Newsroom South East. Good night.
Good evening. Well, a couple of hours ago, the satellite picked up a rather complex weather system out to the west of the British Isles here. It also picked up over Europe this white area, which is temperatures below zero already, and a large part of Britain is covered. And Britain's going to keep getting colder. We could see negative double figures over somewhere the West Midlands or Shropshire, but generally -3 to 6 to -6 inland. The peripheries may be escaping with a lighter frost, particularly up in this northwest sector where it's rather milder and windy. Now and again some rain drizzle coming in and out of the Hebrides. Further south, if there's going to be any problems other than severe frost, it'll be the odd freezing fog patch in maybe the Vale of York, the Lincolnshire Weald, or some river valleys anywhere in the middle of England. Now tomorrow, with no cloud around, it could be a very nice start, a very sunny start, probably no fog lingering for very long, but I won't guarantee that. Temperatures are going to be rather low though, still cold, but very little wind, so not too bad. The northwest corner, the northwest slice, still wet and windy at times, but remaining rather mild. Now this is what the winds look like, very light over most of the country, that much stronger over Northern Ireland, maybe Northern England, the borders certainly, and Scotland, which does mean, with winds off the continent, the industrial continent, some problems now and again with sulphur dioxide, so putting the air in the poor category. Now, this is the elbow of high pressure that's sitting over us during Thursday, and during Friday, the orientation doesn't change very much, so you won't expect much change in the weather. And I won't disappoint you, there won't be much. Severe frost overnight, maybe some rather more persistent fog in the middle of the country, but it should stay dry. The wet and windy weather still confined to northwest Scotland and maybe just the western part of Ireland. Moving to Saturday, little change again. The elbow of high pressure starting to decay a little bit and the high drifting away. So by Sunday we've got a little frontal system trying to come down across Scotland. As it does so, it'll probably die out, and the only difference will be a slight increase in cloud down the eastern side of the country. Still fairly cold. And if you think you can escape the frost, here's a look at the temperatures over Europe for the next 2 days overnight. As you can see, very cold. That's all from me. Good night.
If you care what you watch and what you read, get the Radio Times. 50 years of the world's most exclusive hideaway, Sue Lawley reveals her personal Desert Island discs. And special anniversary guest, the Prime Minister John Major, joins the ever-growing list of distinguished castaways. From civil servant to circus ringmaster, Nigel Hawthorne takes charge of Screen 2's smallest show on earth. And starting this week, our fabulous new Antiques Roadshow competition gives you the chance to win thousands of pounds worth of antiques vouchers. The Radio Times is packed with all-channel information and is so easy to use that even with the busiest of lifestyles, you're sure to catch the best in TV and radio. The Radio Times, Magazine of the Year.
My colleagues and I have got a bit of a problem with Sports Night tonight. We've got a Test match, FA Cup football, Scottish Cup football, a world title fight and the European Skating Championships to fit into an hour and a half. How are we doing?
Not a chance.
Oh well, see you at 10:30.
First on BBC One, Martin Gilbert presents the second in the four-part series documenting the life of Winston Churchill. Tonight, from disaster at Dunkirk to the first great victory at Alamein.